Welcome to All Up in Your Business podcast with me, Kayleigh, being your host. And as you know from watching, listening, all the things that you do with this podcast, we talk about storytelling, we talk about stories, we talk about all the fun, dirty details of someone's business. So today, I am so excited. We have talked about this for literal months. It's been a while now.
Since a hockey game.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Yep, and we're in July. Yep, yeah. It's been a minute. So tell us your name and your business.
So my name is Liz Rossilli, and my business is called Sales Savvy. And it's sales consulting and relationship selling for entrepreneurs and small business owners.
And I love this. I met her on a panel conference thing, like 2-3 years ago now?
Oh, when was that?
I had my little hiatus, so it was definitely 2 years ago at least. And there was 3 panelists, right? Mm-hmm. So she was on a panel with 3 others, and she was talking about her story, and I immediately clicked with me, and I was like, love her, love this, love you. And so I still have your little Post-it note thing that you gave out, because I love a Post-it note. Mm-hmm. So
yay.
I'm so excited. So tell us, what got you into doing this business?
So my story starts way back, and my heart is with entrepreneurs because I have been an entrepreneur for over 30 years and have been in sales. And my dad was an entrepreneur, so I grew up with him actually inventing products and things in our garage and building things and like rubber and just like a mess and like chemicals and probably things you shouldn't be doing in your garage. But when I was in high school, he started working on a product called Cape Cod polish. Right. And so he had an antique lighting store. One of his businesses was restoring antique lighting. And so my summers on Cape Cod were spent polishing all the lamps in his store. And I would use, we'd have all these different products to keep them looking beautiful. And they would smell bad. You get all messy from polishing. Your hands turn black. And it was in our store, so it would smell like you'd have to open the windows. And you didn't use one product. You needed different products for if this one had some nickel on it, or if this was all brass, or if it had like tubing. So he, like any good entrepreneur, said there has to be a better way. And so it took him 7 years of researching other patents from other products. And he'd go up every Monday on his day off or when the store was closed, and he'd go up to the Boston Public Library and study the patents of other products. And
oh my gosh.
And after 7 years, he created a formula. He wasn't a chemist. And once again, probably not a good idea to be ordering chemicals. But it took him 7 years, and he created a formula that when my brother graduated from college, they started testing and doing blind tests.
Can you imagine that?
I know, tests to make sure that it always came out as the better product. And then when I graduated from college, I started running the office. So I would run the office for them. This is pre-internet, anything really, just the start of computers. So I had to kind of build everything from trial and error. And there was really not great accounting programs out there, and we would get one and then outgrow it and have to get a new one. But I did that for a few years, and my brother was selling a lot on the road. And so when I was 23, 24, I decided I was sick of sitting in a small office on Cape Cod, and I wanted to start selling. So I started going out cold calling in hardware stores when I was probably 24. And I found that the hardest part was getting out of the car. If I could get out of the car and walk into the store, I would ask to talk to the manager, and then if I could demo the product, I could usually make the sale. But the hardest part was just that first step of pulling up and getting out of the car. But I found that adrenaline rush of when you start talking to someone and they get excited about what you're telling them and they're nodding along with you, that is what I fell in love with about sales, is that when you find the right people and you talk about your product or whatever your passion is and they get on board with it, then that's just such a great feeling. And if not, and they say no, I would go out to my car and cry a little bit, but I'd move on to the next car and say, those aren't my people, I will find them. And so, and I also, what I realized years later was that, they would say to me, they would object before I even got to demo the product. And they'd say, we already carry Never Dull or Simichrome or another product. And I had used all these products, so I knew my competition. And I could be like, oh yeah, it's similar to Never Dull, but it's so much better because it smells better. It's not, doesn't feel like fiberglass on your hands. And you know, I knew all the objections. And so knowing your competition and knowing how to handle the objections is going to just help you in sales so much more. And ever since then, I have done many things. I ended up moving and leaving the Cape and moving to North Carolina. And we've moved about 8 times. And I'm the one who always has to reinvent myself every time we move. So my husband's job moves us. And so I always end up back somehow in sales. And I've just learned that that's what I love to do. And now in COVID, I was selling promotional products at the time. And then no one needed promotional products during COVID because no one was doing events or meeting people in person. So I started consulting and helping some of my friends and people I knew in my network who needed some help with their businesses on how to pivot during those hard times. So that's kind of what launched my consulting business, and I've been doing it ever since.
That is so cool. I love that. The one thing I remember the most was the Cape Cod part, because I from up there and visiting the Cape every year. So did you guys live at the Cape or in Boston? Or
no, we lived in Dennis on the Cape is where I grew up. Well, I lived in downtown Chicago, and then my parents thought it would be great to move to Dennis, Massachusetts on the Cape, which was complete opposites. We used to vacation on the Cape too.
Yeah.
But so I grew up most of my life on the Cape.
Oh, that's so pretty. Are you familiar with Sandwich?
Yeah.
You have to be if you're from there.
Yeah.
We used to always pass through Sandwich. We go to the Glass Blowing Museum.
Yeah.
I just love that little town. It's so cute.
Yeah.
Like, I love that
Every
town.
town there is adorable.
They are. So. I just love New England, period.
Yeah.
But especially like in the fall time.
Beautiful.
It's just so, I almost said Christmassy.
Yeah.
It's so Halloween-y. I just love fall. Since I've gotten older, my favorite season used to be spring, because I'm like, oh, my birthday's in spring.
Yeah.
No, it's so hot.
Yes.
I hate being too hot now. I don't know. What's your favorite season?
Well, my birthday is on Halloween. So
A fall girly.
Love the fall.
Love it.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
Yes. It's just like, since I've gotten older, like, I hate being hot more.
Yeah.
So
I hate
much.
being cold more, honestly. I feel
That's
like,
true.
hot, I just go in the air conditioning. Cold, like I can't warm up sometimes, so.
I just keep putting more and more layers on. I don't know. If I had to choose, I don't know which one I'd want, because like hot, you can only take so many layers off.
True.
And if you're not in AC, what do you do?
I know.
And then when you're cold, you can at least layer up or put blankets.
Unless you're at like a football game. And
That's true. You do a lot of outdoor sports.
Yeah, it's freezing, and then you can't feel your toes. So.
That's true. Yeah, that part.
I don't know. I'd rather live in the hot than the cold.
Yes, like coming from living in upstate New York, like I don't miss living in the cold whatsoever. So like our little winter that we get is perfect.
Yeah.
It's like just enough.
Yeah.
Just enough to remind me why I'm down here.
Yes, exactly.
But then these hot days, I'm like, I do not want to be outside.
No.
Like, especially the last couple of weeks, they've been disgusting.
I know. Too hot.
Oh my God.
I don't like the humidity. No.
No, my hair is up in a bun all summer. And I am quite all right with that. So, sorry, ADHD. Going back to your sales. So, you do sales consulting now. What are some of the professions you see that you're helping the most?
Like my favorite people to work with are someone who has, it's not profession driven, it's like someone who has a passion or an expertise, something they're really good at that they love to do, and they think when they start their own business, oh, I'm a photographer. I love taking photos. I'm really good at it. Like, this is what I'm going to do. And they think that's what all their time is going to be done doing. And they have their existing network, and then they kind of work through that. And then it's like, oh, and now I need to reach out and find new people. And so it's people that have a passion for something but don't necessarily have a business or a sales background, and how do they do that without feeling icky or sleazy or, without feeling too pushy, but getting the word out about what they're doing to the right people. Because there's, the marketing side of things, and I always like to talk about the difference between sales and marketing. And marketing is very important, but if you haven't planted those sales seeds already, then the marketing, I would say, then you're just watering dirt.
Yeah,
So,
that's such a good way of putting it, watering dirt.
Yeah,
I like that.
If you are marketing and you're getting it out there and you haven't, but yet you have a very specific target market. Say, okay, I'm, photographers are my ideal client, then why are you not reaching out directly to photographers? And I think there's a time for networking and a time for marketing, but in certain situations, and most people have some sort of target, whether it's, okay, I like to help women in business who have been in business for 3 to 5 years, right? If that's your target, then how do you find them, reach out to them? What does that outreach look like? What do you say when you reach out to them? How often should you be following up? What system are you using? So that's what I really love to do with my clients, is set that all up so that it's not like, oh, my pipeline, I don't really have a lot of clients coming in right now. I guess I should do some sort of sales thing this morning. And they don't have a plan in place. So I help set that up so that it doesn't feel icky. It just feels more intentional and like there is a plan ready to go.
Mm-hmm. I love that. So when I first had Honey Gin, it feels like forever ago, and it just all was like a blur of it all happening. But I remember I had like, I don't want to say so much, but I had like business coming in. Like I literally never had to outreach, which was wild to me. And I was like, what is this like? It just kind of keeps coming. Yeah. And now that I'm having to reinvent Honey Gin, basically like getting people to know what it is again, and people somewhat remember me, but they don't. And so doing the marketing for it and getting back out talking to people, I'm like, okay, I love doing sales because I could talk to a wall. So it's just like, for me, sales is fun.
Yeah.
I'm sure you feel the same way, especially if you know your stuff.
Yes.
Oh, you can talk about it all day long. But it's like going and reinventing the whole thing again. I'm like, yes, and this is what I do. And so before we started, she asked me, she's like, so what is it that you're doing? And I was like, Liz, that's a great question. I'm still trying to figure that out myself. Because like I have the whole, I don't like to ever say I have my ducks in a line. They're in the pond.
Yeah.
They're all in the pond together.
You have all the pieces there. Just how they're all going to fit together is, And I think it's fine to say like, instead, like I'm going to meet this client or I meet this person and here's their need, and I know that these tools in my pond, I can put these 3 tools together and that can be a solution for them. So it doesn't have to be like everyone is not going to fit. When I first started consulting, I was told to have a signature system with modules and like you selling the system. And so I started doing that, and then I was like, I don't like doing it. Like once I created it, it was fun to create it, but then I was like, I don't want to do it that way. I want it to be like, where is your pain points? Where are you struggling? Let's create something unique for what you need. And then working with people based on that rather than, and just like I do better to just be like, okay, let's brainstorm on this and come up with a plan. And then how do we make sure that you're implementing that plan? Mm-hmm.
So then working with you, so is it like, let's put a scenario in place. So say you have person A who's like, I have this thing. I need to get people, but I don't know what to do. So when is the right time for them to reach out to you? When they have their branding in place, when they have all the things in place, but now they're looking to sell, or should they reach out to you kind of in the beginning?
I think I like when they've got their messaging at least straight. Like I can help them with their packages, like how do I package this together? And I can help with some messaging, but if you really are, if that
no idea.
Set, then that's not my zone of genius.
Okay.
So, but once they have that, I've set up different programs for packages. So one is just like, I feel like if you're a CRM, which is how you're kind of tracking leads and prospects and people you meet networking, if you don't have that set up, then if everything is still in your brain, you don't have like I use Trello or some sort of to-do list, right? That you're tracking what you need to get done, plus your prospecting. If that is all in your head, then how are you supposed to be really focusing on sales? It's too much clutter up there.
Yeah.
So I have one which is just like, let's just get you organized and get you straight. But my favorite is I have 2. Probably my VIP day, which is like within 4 hours, whether it's in 2 days or 3 days, we take 4 hours and we just come up with that plan, starting with like your prospecting list. Like who is your target? Let's make that list of 25 people. It doesn't need to be 500 people on this list. A small list, how do we create that list of 25? Like we know these are the people I really would love to work with. And then what is the plan for how you're going to do your outreach to those people and the follow-up and making sure it's all organized. So, and then my newest one is an advising program, which is we meet once a month. I send text messages every week to keep you accountable, but once a month we just meet and just brainstorm on where are you, what are you trying to get done this month, how's it going, and just someone to be a sounding board so that you can kind of, people are always like, does this sound crazy, or I'm thinking of making this shift, like does this, and just having someone that we can kind of work through that together. So those are a few of my current packages that I have going on.
I love that. That's so cool, because in my head I keep thinking of like a business coach. So it's almost like if you had a business coach and a sales coach, like you would be killing it.
Right. Well, and I do a lot of business strategy kind of comes.
Okay, cool.
It comes in there. I mean, I call myself sales, but I do a lot of business strategy too. So
okay, that was gonna be my other question. Is do you do the business coaching also, or is it a little bit of like tied in with both?
Tied in with both. I do depending on where they're stuck or what they need is I don't like to do I'm not gonna do forecasting and I don't like anything with too many spreadsheets going on, but for the most part, I can do some of that stuff. So
I love a good spreadsheet.
Yeah,
I am so digitally organized.
Yes,
it's sickening. My close family, they know me. They're like, "You are this organized," and I'm like, "I know, wild, right?" Because you look at my house and you be like, "Damn, Kayleigh, come on!"
But that's your
Yeah, right. It's like online. I need my Google Drive. Pristine. And I have Notion boards, and I have the Google Sheets, and I love it.
You love all that stuff.
Oh, I love organizing. It's so weird, but it's to me it's therapeutic, and I there's nothing I hate more when you're trying to find something and you can't find it.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm like, wait, where did I write? Where I put this somewhere so that it would be in a good place. Is it on my Trello board? I have to look. Is it in my notes app? But
and it's if you just rebuilding Honey Gin. I did this when I even started Honey Gin. I started everything, building the hard stuff in the very beginning, so that way, in a year down the road, I'd be thank God. Because my accountant, I made a bookkeeping sheet. And so every month I go through my bookkeeping, and then one thing I did not do before that I do now is I have a mileage app that I pay for.
Yeah, Mile IQ.
Yes, that's exactly the one
It is the best thing ever. And I
cannot believe I did not have this.
How bad I am. Is that I wait and do it twice a year.
Your app?
Yeah.
Okay. I did not mean to give you that face, because I did do that, and now teaching yourself habits is sometimes one of the hardest things, right? But again, restarting from new is really helped me redo these things, because now I do my mileage app every night before I go to bed.
Oh my God, that's awesome. No, I just take my calendar and I look to see where I was going that day.
That's what I did before.
I hate anything with the financial side, so I've hired a bookkeeper now. Okay. So I have a CPA and a bookkeeper. Because I'm I hate this stuff. This is the stuff that I don't want to do. So to me, my IQ falls under there. So that's why I'm I'd rather be miserable once or twice a year than every night having to do this, even though it would be so much easier.
Yeah, because lately I've been having to go everywhere because I'm doing meeting, and I'm Jesus. And so, but I just... Yeah. I know. I swipe a few times, and then you can set the pre-routes.
Yeah. It says, is this always going to be work? Yes, it is. So So now that I've been doing it for so many years, it knows most of mine. So it's not that bad.
See, that's awesome. I thought that was a really cool feature of the app too.
It's very good. That is a great tool.
Right? And it's just those little tools, and you find them, you're oh my God.
Yeah.
And before I was just guesstimating, because I was going through my calendar. I'm beep, beep, beep. Now I just use AI, and I'm can you just look at my calendar, let me know when I went where? Because I time block everything on my calendar. If it's not on the calendar, it's not happening.
Yeah. So if I'm I don't know where this is, it looks like it's Trader Joe's, probably not work.
Yeah. I told mine, I'm Trader Joe's is personal.
Yeah.
Most of the time, unless I'm doing one of my events, then I'll go there and get little snackies. But that's so funny. I love good. What's your favorite thing from Trader Joe's?
Oh God.
Which thing?
I know. I actually love that they have their brown rice. The frozen brown rice. It sounds so silly. But my daughter lives on her own. She's been in Boston for a year. She just came back for her second year rotation with her company. But she lived on her own. Rent was ridiculous. And so she only shops at Trader Joe's. And she meal preps every Sunday. And cooks all her food. She makes 14 breakfast sandwiches or something at one time, but she only shops at Trader Joe's. So I feel she has all her favorites, and I used to love the turkey meatballs too.
Ooh, I just got the chicken and meatballs.
Oh yeah, they have turkey meatballs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Their frozen section is phenomenal.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Right now, the current obsession is the brown sugar oat milk creamer. Because I just go and buy the iced coffee.
Yeah.
And then I just put the two, and you don't need much of it. Like, you need a little splash.
Yeah.
It's like a total of like 30 calories and all. And I'm like,
yeah.
Okay, Kayleigh, I think we just unlocked something new we like.
I do love the little peanut butter and jelly. Have you gotten the peanut butter and jelly? No, they're like two like cookie tubes, kind of like and they're like peanut butter and jelly is. I think peanut butter is in there, and then you dip it in jelly. Ooh. But peanut butter and jelly is like one of my favorite foods. So
is it?
That's peanut butter and jelly. Yeah.
I love that. That's great.
So there's always some treasure you'll find there. So.
Oh, it's always so good. And they have really good cider, like hard cider and dry cider. But it's so good. Mm-hmm. So taking a turn.
Yes, away from Trader Joe's.
Oh, I could talk about Trader Joe's forever. I have like every bag known to man from there.
God, she travels. She's like,
yes.
We were at the store there, and she's like, look, it's from Chicago.
Yeah, like I get them from everywhere too.
Yeah, and she carries the little mini tote now. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and her friend embroidered her name on it for her.
Oh, what a good friend. I need one of those friends. Yeah. So turning it over, going back a little bit, looking at your history of your business, what was a really hard lesson that you had to learn?
For consulting? Mm-hmm. Oh, I feel like there's been so many lessons. I would say in my past businesses, even with like when we had our family company, was always like we were on our own. So we had to figure this out just as us, right? And so as I started business or worked for other businesses, I always like felt like a little isolated, like we got to do this without a lot of capital. Like you just got to pick yourself up by your bootstraps, that they say, right? And so when I launched this business, I invested a little more at first and just was like, I'm going to get my branding done. I want photos done. I want my logo to be done professionally. And to me, that was like, okay, that's good. But then I realized starting probably this past fall, was like, I can't do all this, like the business on my own, right? And I didn't really want employees, so I finally broke down and hired a bookkeeper. I hired an online business manager. I hired someone to help me with social media, like the things that I could do on my own, but like, why am I spending my time doing this, right? Maybe I need someone to do my Mile IQ for me too. Yeah. But I think just finding that, like, even though we are, a solopreneur, we don't have to do this by ourselves, and that like you have to invest in your business, like you're a real business if you really want to have a business. And it's made such a difference in my business this year, just having and I always have some sort of coach. Like I love to have, because I think, there's no way I'm going to have all the answers myself. And sometimes just talking about it out loud with someone who, I don't know if it's because you're paying them or you just find someone who you're a good fit with, but like having someone that I can be like, hey, I'm thinking of doing this, I'm trying to launch a mastermind right now, and I need to just kind of think through some of those steps and have someone say, oh, have you thought of this? Like, how are you doing this? And I'm like, I didn't even think about that.
Right.
So I think just realizing that for the first time that it's okay to ask for help, and that it's going to make your business stronger in the long run.
Yeah. Taking my hiatus has really made me see things in a different way. Mm-hmm. And one of them is being like, I know I really, really want to coach now. Because before, when you're on your own, you're like, I can do this. Like, it's fun. I'm going to save money. And then like you just said, like when you really think about it, you're like, but like I could be more efficient and probably be doing better work if I have X, Y, and Z. Mm-hmm. And so the whole coach aspect in my head has been like making way more sense to me now, because also like when you're by yourself, like you were totally by yourself. Like you can go to your friends, you can go to family and say like, what do you think of this? And they'll be like, well, and it's like, well, actually you don't even know what I'm talking about. so it's like,
you don't really get what I'm doing.
It's like you just love you, but you just don't get it. Yeah. And it's like nothing wrong with you, but it's like that's when you probably should go to a professional that's like knows their stuff better. Yeah. And so, and for me, like I'm notorious, like I will listen to everybody.
Right. And then then you do nothing. You get overwhelmed.
So overwhelmed because you're like, well, they said this and that person said this, but this person said they don't like this, but then they said this, and it's just like, oh my God, like I'm going to go insane.
Yeah.
And so that has been really hard. So what do you think about that? Like when you have so many voices coming at you?
Yeah.
How do you go to the silence?
I think you, in your mind or even on paper, you pick the 2 or 3 people that you know, like, are people that you can trust to give you the right type of advice. Either maybe I always say find someone who's like 3 steps ahead of you or more, right? Like don't find someone who's at the same point in their business with you. Yeah, that's a great person to have as a friend and who understands. But if you're looking for support, I think you need someone who's just a little bit, at least a little bit further in front of you, and saying, oh, thank you, that's great. I'll keep that in mind. You don't want to tell someone like, oh, I'm not going to do what you said. But I think people are trying to be helpful.
Yeah.
But I think also, like, if you post on Facebook and be like, hey, I'm looking for this, and you're going to get 200 responses, how is that helpful to you?
Yeah. Just like, all right, here we go back to overwhelmed, like 200, what am I supposed to do with that?
Right.
So that was me when I was looking for a new CPA, and I did it anonymously too, because I didn't want my person to know.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm just looking, and then, like 200 responses. I was like, I think I just like did a quick scroll, and I was like, okay, this person looks like they're local, great.
Yeah.
Got and called her, she was awesome. I love her. She is now my new accountant.
Yeah. So I think or asking like certain people that you trust their opinion, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And another big thing for me, I know like when I first started, I've talked about this a lot lately in the podcast with like just has come up, but like imposter syndrome when you're doing something new, insane. And of course, going back into it, I'm like, am I doing the right thing? Like I know what I'm talking about. Like I shouldn't have to feel a certain way, but also feeling like other people are not your competition. But like, so recently people are like, oh, well, they're doing X, Y, and Z. Like, does that bother you? And I'm like, no.
Yeah.
It literally happened last week, and that was like the light bulb in my head. I was like, oh my gosh, Kayleigh, you've become such a healthy thinker. And I'm so proud of myself.
Yeah.
Because it happened like 3 different times and 3 different people. So it was like totally different scenarios. There are like other social media managers or whatever, and they're like, oh, well, they do it too. It's like, okay, and?
Yeah.
And they're just like, well, like they do the same thing. And I'm like, but like, who are they helping? What are they doing? What's their messaging? How do they do it? Because the way I'm going to do it's a lot different than someone else I know.
Right.
Like the person that we know together, like we do it totally differently.
Yeah.
And that's how I know. I'm like, okay, like, I can recommend her if they need X, Y, and Z.
Right.
If they want this though, like I can.
And I also think I tell my clients all the time, like, you're going to meet people, and even if you give them you have a consultation with them, or you sell them, or you give them your pitch, and they aren't interested, those are not your people. And,
exactly.
And you need to talk to enough people so that you can find the people that are, I call them hot sparks.
Yeah. Oh, that's cute.
So hot sparks, so that when you meet someone and you just have that instant connection, right? Those are the people that you then go to coffee with, you're hanging out with, you're maybe having a few one-on-ones, and then they're going to eventually say, if they need what you do, they're going to say, how do I work with you? Without you even having to say, hey, do you want to hire me, right? It's like, or someone I've known people for like over a year, and they'll say to me a year later, they'll be like, so what is it that you do? Like, you can tell that they're finally ready to absorb what you're saying. They're actually paying attention now. But I always say you don't have to always be meeting brand new people. Like, find the people in your network and reconnect with them multiple times. Like when you go to a networking event, don't always look for, I need to find people I don't know. Like, who are the people you've met, but maybe you don't know so well, and sit next to them and just, you're building the relationship. That's what it means when you're building relationships.
Yeah, and like that warm lead could turn into a hot lead.
Right.
Over just like a simple conversation.
Referral partner.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Like I'm all about, like I have a preferred list of like all the people. They're only preferred though because I've worked with them, or I've seen how they've worked with my clients, or so forth. Like right now I have like a photography list. Probably like 5 different photographers, and I love each of these people so much. But they all do their photography completely differently. Yeah. So it's like, let's say my mom's coming in town. I know my mom more than anybody else. I know how she's going to be. Yeah. And so I have a photography session at the sunflower field this Wednesday with her. Yeah. And I'm picking this one photographer because I know how she works, and I know she'll be able to match my mom's energy.
She'll be a good fit for your mom.
Yeah. And it's just like, and that's how I'd act with any client too. Yeah. And each of these photographers are amazing. Yeah. And even they all know, and when I've talked to them, they're like, yeah, like, we all work differently. And I'm like, cool, as long as we all know that.
Yeah.
Like, because all of us are going to work differently. It's just,
yeah. And I
it's
think
just who you vibe with.
With you doing your podcast and talking more, like that is giving you confidence so that you're like not as threatened or whatever, imposter syndrome when other people are around, right? It's like, you know that you're good at what you do. And I look at it like meet the people that do, you know, either to get to know your competition and know how you stand out from them, or to just like, they know what you're going through more than anybody else. What if you could actually not collaborate, but just talk to them about some of the issues and maybe solve some of your problems together? I love when I meet other coaches or sales coaches or business coaches because they're the ones who understand me.
They get it. Yeah. And so hopefully by the time this comes out, so actually something I'm working on right now is co-working and collaboration stuff. So I'm trying to do more co-working sessions for other social media managers and like people in the marketing field like that. So that way like we can go and all get coffee, you know, like we can, I don't want to say complain about clients because that's not it, but like complain about like things that we're struggling with, because like I guarantee you if I'm struggling with it. What are the issues that you have in your industry? Yeah, and so it's just like talking about the things that like we're kind of annoyed with right now, or because all of us work, yes, we help people, but we all work with different people. Like my really good friend who's also another social media manager, she works with like luxury clients. Right. And she's actually like a contracted social media person, so she has like an umbrella of people. So it's like she's not even working, like she's not my competition. Like if anything, we always refer each other. And like it's like those are the relationships I want. Because I'm a connector, like I'm a natural connector. I love talking to people. I'm like, oh, you know so-and-so, oh, I can give you to, love that. I could do that all day long. So I want to do that more with people that are in my field. Because like I can't work with everybody. Right. And if there's like a red flag for some reason, or you just don't have that, you just feel like you're not you know, on the same plane, then it's great to be able to, instead of being like, because sometimes you have to say, sorry, I can't help you. And it's better to say, I know someone who can. Yes, because I never want to leave something just close-ended like that, because like, you want to keep the relationship, but at the same time, like you don't want to leave it ugly by any means. And so having the person to be like, and I know somebody, it's just like, that does help big time. So, I'm starting I'm also starting it's called the follow-up hour. I don't know if you've seen it. I just started. And this is for everybody who owns their own business. It's an Shout
hour
out everybody.
twice a week to come on for an hour onto Zoom and do your follow-up. Whether it's writing thank you notes or entering whatever you need to enter into your CRM, or following up with the people that you met last week. Or I just think that people they're going to all these networking events, they're getting business cards, they might connect on LinkedIn, and then what else are they doing, right? And so what are the next steps that you should be doing? And we just come on, I just kind of introduce it, and then we all go on mute and we just do our work for an hour. And I need this too, so I'm like, I can't do it by myself because I'll ignore all the time blocks on my calendar. So if I do it as a thing, and it's $5, I'm donating money to charity, but it's just to keep everyone accountable to show up. And then you just come on and get your work done for an hour, and I'm doing that twice a week. So is it $5 for every day or $5 every
a week?
Session.
Okay, I love that. That's amazing. Big fan, huge fan of that. Oh my gosh. So I think I told you a little bit about the marketing membership I came out with. There's, so once a month, the co-working session I'm doing is gonna be virtual and almost kind of similar, but not at all. It's like around the same idea though. So like everyone needs a reel, but they never want to take the time to do the reel. They may have questions that's what's keeping them from doing the reel. So I'm gonna have a prompt of like what you're doing for the day. Literally simple, introduce yourself. Everyone needs to do that. And so it's just an hour where everyone has to come on, they do it, they have the prompt, and they can come in back to me for that whole hour and ask me questions of how do they do it. And so it's just like the reason you're not doing it is because you don't have time. You have the time on your calendar now because this is booked into your membership. So.
I love that.
But so I love those kind of things. So because it's the accountability of others. So helps. It's so great.
So I like to do things like that to just, I mean, obviously I'm doing that because it helps me to get my work done, but also I think it's an important part of business. And so anything I can do to support the entrepreneurs, because they are my people.
Right.
You know? Not my customers, but like, I've just always been drawn to, and I've been an entrepreneur for so long, but Yeah, and then you have to come to my Leads with Liz, which
Tell
is
me
now
more.
people are like, are you Liz from Leads with Liz? Like they know Leads with Liz, and they're like,
wait, tell me more. What is this?
okay, so, well, I tell you a quick story. I hired a decorator to help me because we moved, downsized, and I needed to get new furniture and stuff. And she was at her office, and someone I knew from networking, he does blinds. I met him, and then he did blinds in my house. And he was in her office and talking to another decorator, and he mentioned my name, and she's like, is that Liz from Leads with Liz? And my decorator was like, what are you talking about? She called me, she's like, what do you do? Like, she didn't even know what I did. So Leads with Liz is a free sales tips and networking hour held at the Coven, formerly Blush.
Yes.
And it's once a month.
By Trader Joe's.
Yep, yes, across the street from Trader Joe's and from Sassoul.
Oh, yes, yes. Love them.
And it's just I give like a few sales tips, a few networking tips. We network, and then we talk about the networking together. And it's just a group. There's usually about 25 people. It's free. 25 people come. It's always on the second Friday of the month. And it's just a really group of business owners who are just really looking to connect, looking to improve on their sales. And it's just a fun, it's just an hour that and like I literally either write it the night before, the night of, like change my slides a little bit based on like something that's happened to me or something I've noticed in the last week or in the last month and that we can talk about. But I push follow-up. One week we had to talk about cold calling, and I made them practice with a partner on how they would introduce themselves on a cold call, and they all looked at me like, what? Yeah.
You want me to what?
You want me to use my phone as a phone?
Ew, no.
Yeah, so that was really
I'm
fun.
obsessed with this because I love networking, and I think it's so crucial for like everyone to be doing.
Yeah, and intentionally, like I call it intentional networking. So you're not just showing up at. If you just keep going to events, you're going to get burnt out. You need a plan.
Yeah, you need a plan of action.
Yeah.
I'm talking to you more after this podcast because
there's
something big I'm working on, and I want you to do it with me. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I love collaborating.
That will come to you guys when it's actually live. So I'm not saying it out loud. And then, so as we wrap up, what's a piece of advice, since we love our entrepreneurs, what's a piece of advice you would give someone wanting to start their own business?
I would say do it. Start your own business, but be realistic in how you do it. My dad used to always say to me, if it was easy, everyone would do it. And so to me, that I still hear him in my head saying that, and that is just, it is hard and not, it is great because, my dog had to go to the vet this morning, so I can change my schedule to go and help him, and you have a flexible schedule, but you're the only one holding yourself accountable. So I would say to just take those first steps, create the reel, do the things, but you got to put yourself out there and you have to treat it like a real business. So whether you need to hire people to help you, because you can't do it all by yourself, either hire the people or figure out how to simplify so that you can focus on the parts you like and hand off the parts you don't like.
100%. Period. That's it. Yeah. I've been saying that quote more recently than ever. If it was easy, everyone would do it.
Yeah.
Because I have people, you know who you are. She's going to hear this. She'd be like, yes, Kayleigh. But no, like, it's so true. If it was easy, everyone would do it. Oh, you want to go to the gym and lose a bunch of weight? Yeah, it's hard for a reason.
Yeah.
Like, it sucks, but you got to do it if you want to be mentally healthy. Like, what are you going to do?
Yeah, and I think for business, I say 2 years. You have to give yourself grace, and you have to say, I'm giving myself 2 years to get this to where it needs to be, because it's going to take 2 years where you feel like you are like scaling up the side of a very steep mountain.
Just a straight wall.
Yeah, and it takes 2 years to feel like, oh, it's got to look like, okay, now I can coast a little before the next hill. But I think people start a business and they think everyone, first of all, they think everyone else has it all together.
Yeah. Wish we did.
Right. And then they think like, oh, 6 months I should be up and running this business and making money. And it's just, it takes a lot longer and it's a lot harder.
It does. And then you'll learn, like, if you were in the wrong room or you were with the wrong person, you'll learn.
Yeah.
You're going to learn it the hard way. But I'm all about learning from mistakes. So it's like, okay, you took that. Don't be angry about it. Like, okay, be angry for 24 hours.
Right.
Get over it. And now you're going to move on because you can't take that back. You can't change what happened, but what can you learn from it to move on?
Exactly.
And so I'm all about that kind of stuff. So yeah, if it was easy, we all would do it.
Yeah.
Well, Liz, I'm so excited. I'm so excited to talk to you more. But where can everyone find you? What's the best way for them to get a hold of you? All the things.
So my LinkedIn is a great place to find me, Liz Rossilli.
How do you spell your last name?
Rossilli.
Okay.
And then getsalesavvy.com is my website. That's a great place to find me. And I'm launching a YouTube channel, which is Liz Rossilli Sales Savvy, coming soon.
Yes, she is. It's going to be great. Well, thank you so much for being my guest today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes.
I'm so happy to finally be here.
I know, right? We've only talked about this.
Such FOMO. When I see everyone else, I'm like, when is my turn?
I know. I've had these so backed up too. Like a lot of the recordings were done in February. That's how backed up. I was like, all right, we need to get a little break and let those get through first. Also, shout out to Carrie and Raleigh Founded for letting me use this amazing space that has beautiful TVs. It's a co-working space in downtown Cary, and there's a couple more locations in downtown Raleigh.
And there is a parking garage right next door that's free. So if you used to say you're not coming down here because of the parking, now you can park in the garage.
No excuses. Or, just end at Bond Brothers and go have a drink so you're paying them. So, you have no excuse. So if you need co-working or if you need like your own office with you, yourself, or other people, it's a great space to use. And there's whiteboards. I love coming here with clients. So other than that, thank you for listening, joining. Go find me everywhere at All Up in Your Business Pod. Thank you again, and we'll catch you next time.